I've heard word on the street there's going to be something very interesting, very, very interesting related to elephant. Now, the thing about RFI tokens is if you just have Doge Moon or whatever, or Mini Doge or Pancake, Zimba, Shiba, whatever, you know, if it's just the token, it tends to pump and dump. But when you build an ecosystem around the token, some sweet things can happen.
Cryptoslo, cryptocurrency news and investing.
Cryptoslo with more crypto gains. What's going on, guys? Man, oh man, can't complain. Nice little Bitcoin pump, and on the weekend to boot. So let's get into it. Bitcoin 44,000. We had that nice break above the 200. That's the purple line here, and you know it's looking pretty positive. Now, technically, you know, if this is rejected below the 200, typically, you know, this is that question that everyone's asking: is the bull run over? As you can see, when Bitcoin was running up, it really stayed above the 200 the whole time, and as soon as it broke, you know, we had this drip, you know, this movement down. Now, you know, I'm still holding my Bitcoin. I have not sold my Bitcoin. I've talked about it in earlier videos. I was about 60% stabled, and I've slowly edged back in. I picked up some ETH the other day on that dip right after the EIP 1559, and that was a solid buy. But Bitcoin's looking nice. We do need that Sunday close at 8 p.m. above the 200, and you know that's going to be some more bullish news, because like I said, typically when we have multiple rejections under the 200, it doesn't fare well. But you know, we're asking, is there going to be a giga pump? Is there going to be a giga pump? And I do believe it's still possible. Ultimately, I'm bullish on a long-term high time horizon over 4 years on Bitcoin. So my Bitcoin's not going anywhere, but I do like to see it do well. Looking over at the Fibonacci series, we talked about this, that Bitcoin taps the fibs, and then that signifies the end of the bull run, as you can see, and then the fibs count backwards. So starting back here, and then you go down a fib line each time. So I talked about this. It went up too fast, and we did touch the fib 3, which is indicated by the blue. So according to this golden ratio multiplier, it's kind of saying that it's over. Now, if you look back to 2013, it seems like this resembles 13 a lot more than it does the current state, because we did have a double touch on the fib there as the fib 8. Now, correlation does not mean causation, as always, so take it with a grain of salt. I feel like a lot of people are fitting they're fitting it backwards to the model. Looking at the stock to flow, this is interesting too. You know, we are still trending up. We are a little below the line, but keep in mind, if this pulls up, it's going to pull the whole line up. So be interesting to see how the stock to flow. But Bitcoin, you know, if it hits the stock to flow, it's going to easily hit 100K. And as my 100K video, if you've never seen that, I do believe 100K is a solid prediction moving into the future. Looking over at the ETH, man, oh man, this was a nice move. We had that quick dump after EIP 1559, which changes how Ethereum fees are paid. Instead of being paid to the miners, part or some is going to a burn address. So in essence, EIP 1559 is destroying ETH. Now, it was pretty aggressive on the burn, and it was burning it up pretty good. So at this rate, there may be no ETH left if this continues. It'll be interesting to see in the long term if in ETH 2.0 they change this mechanism because it is destroying quite a bit of ETH, which is good for the price on a deflationary standpoint. But you wonder if it's kind of being too aggressive in its burning. So ETH sitting about 3,100. As always, like I talked about in the 200, nice pump over the 200, looking pretty solid. On the NFT front, there's a lot going on. The London gifts price floor is at 0.06, so not too bad, not too shabby. This has crept up a little bit. I still have my London gifts that I minted that I talked about in the video. I'll probably just gonna hold on to them because pretty much paid nothing for them. I had an offer for about 300 bucks on one or two of them, but I'm just gonna hodl those NFTs. Now, there's a lot of strategies with this NFTs, but I think if you're just getting started with NFTs, it's better to stick to just minting and hodling initially until you can start to build a little, a little stack. And then basically I'd probably keep my NFT stack separate from the rest of my crypto, and then I will try to move my way up the food chain. But what I'm learning is this NFT stuff is a full-time job. Most of the things that happen on it, the good ones sell out quickly. One thing that I was thinking of snagging a few was these COVID punks. They were doing very well. Let's view the collection. See what the price floor is. Price floor is at 0.08. So these were doing pretty solid, but I was kind of hoping I could flip my London gifts and then move into one of these guys and, like I said, try to work my way up the food chain. But I still haven't found like the really, really good source for where these NFTs are flowing out of. But what I have done is I've started following some of the more active NFT people on Twitter, and just to kind of see what they throw out there. Now, just because something has a price floor does not mean that you will get it. And that's something to keep in mind, But a lot of times people end up selling the bottom on these. I think what made the original CryptoPunks so valuable was the fact that they were so old. And that's kind of my problem with some of these new NFTs is everyone and their brother is making NFTs now, and it's just like, really, what are the ones that are of value? So on to other things. Bankroll. If you weren't sleeping under a rock, there was a bunch of new stack contracts. Now, let me talk about these stack contracts. Everyone gets caught up in that it takes 120 to 160 days to break even on these. But let me just say, especially when things are going down, people tend to look at these type of contracts and they're just like, But I'm telling you, man, once these start printing, it's pure profit. It's pure profit. Now, okay? So if you don't know how these work, it's 10% in, 10% out, right? So, and like I said, it takes about 120, 160 days, and you try to find the more active pools. Now, I'm in the old BTCB pool, and the new V2 pools are the ones that feed the elephant token. Okay, so 2% of the rolls goes to buy elephant buybacks. So those are the new pools. Now, I broke even on my network fees on BTC B pool, so it'd be kind of stupid for me to jump pools. Now, what I can do is take some of my divs, right, take some of my divs from this pool and move it to newer pools like BUSD or not. So I've got about 6.33 Bitcoin in here, 278,000. It's printing very well, like $200 to $300 a day, as you can see. And my APY is pretty solid at 27%. Where else are you going to make 27% on Bitcoin? You just won't. And like I said, it takes a lot of patience with these stack contracts. But if it's a long-term hodl, then, It doesn't matter. You just get in, you roll. Like you can see, I rolled 140 times. I think I broke even on my network fees at about 120, and it's printing. So I just keep rolling. I keep rolling. So as you roll, it creates the economic activity, people getting in, people getting out, etc., etc. So like I said, there's a whole bunch of new V2 pools. TVL is about 15 million. These pools are solid. I tend to try to get into pools that have a bigger amount of money in them. So, like the new BUSD has 500,000 in it. So yeah, it's pretty solid, pretty solid. There's 1 million in the old BUSD. So like I said, the main difference is the newer pools help feed the elephant token contract, which is like a reflection token. Now, going on to that, talking about elephant. Elephant. Now, it's coming back, baby. Hope you didn't sell the bottom. So elephant token, it's the 1 quadrillion token with the graveyard and such. Now, I've heard word on the street there's going to be something very interesting. Very, very interesting related to elephant. Now, the thing about RFI tokens is if you just have Doge Moon or whatever, or Mini Doge or Pancake, Zimba, Shiba, whatever, if it's just the token, it tends to pump and dump. But when you build an ecosystem around the token, some sweet things can happen. Things that feed it, things that cause buy pressure onto the token. So, not financial advice. You may want to have a little stack of elephant because some interesting things are brewing. Let's just say that. Now, on a last note, I want to talk about another RFI, and it is Ronin Games. I'll be doing a more in-depth view on this, but Ronin is going to be an RFI, but it's going to be tied in with NFTs, and it's going to be very interesting. Take two. So you got Ronin Games. Now, supposedly, these people have some very high-end gaming devs that are part of this project. But Ronin Games is going to be basically coins, Ronin coin, and an NTF ecosystem where people can battle with their NFTs. So this is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting. But they've got some super fire graphic design artists, I guess. It has anti-pump, dump, one quadrillion supply, as always. Reflection paid in Matic every 4 days. So yeah, it's going to be very cool. We'll see Ronin Games. I'll leave a Telegram link down below. Like I said, it's just getting started, and it's going to be interesting to see what these guys do. It looks like they have their white paper out, and wait, there it is. So yeah, check out Ronin Games. Join the Telegram. It's pretty early right now. So yeah, I mean, what else is going on? I do like to see the whole NFT thing tied in, but I'll have a more in-depth coverage on this as this begins to pan out. So, hope you liked tonight's video. As always, like, subscribe. Be sure to check out official Cryptoslo gear. I've got the new Crypto Hub Cryptoslo t-shirt, and turn on notifications for all the latest, greatest crypto news and investing. As always, this is Cryptoslo. If you're not talking gains, then we're not talking.